Good morning, it's the 19th of December. I was going to do a live feed, but then I wouldn't have known where to post, so I'm just going to do it on YouTube because it's easier. Some idiot has decided to take the sign down over there, so I'll put it back up. If it hasn't been a person, it may have been the wind, because the wind is quite strong. Hang on. I don't know how heavy these are actually. Right, yeah. Still closed. That is the number for the traffic, people. So it looks like the sign keeps trying to fall down. I put the cone. They really need to be weighing these with sand. So yes, Arbury Road is still closed. So anyone going in these directions needs to find an alternative route. They actually, to my knowledge, only had the permit until midnight last night in order to reopen the road. So unless they have applied for an extended permit, which I will ring up the council to find out about later on today, and then I will share the information online. So all of these cars, obviously, that are parked, it's not double yellowed, are residents of Arbury Road. And say if some of them have moved the barriers, I don't know who, but somebody moved them so that they could get their car in. Sorry, my hands are so cold today. So anyone waiting for obviously any deliveries before Christmas, please bear in mind, you may struggle because the delivery drivers are going to have to find either an alternative route or somewhere else to park. I mean, it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning and you can already see how busy this road is. And all the cars that are coming down towards me are actually using Westbury. Which, ironically, again, somebody actually posted this morning, why is it not a one-way system? Well, maybe you need to speak to Chris Watkins about that. He lives in Westbury Road. He is the local councillor for Labour for the for this area of town. He's lived there for ever, and he has never, as far as I'm aware, tried to make Westbury Road one way. I'm actually going to cross over. Now, history lesson. These lights didn't always used to be here. This used to be one of the most busiest parts of the road to cross because the S&K is obviously behind us and we used to have the post office. And one of my very dear friends, I'm not going to name names, she actually got hit by a car on this road many years ago. And you can imagine how dangerous this road is because there never used to be traffic lights. Luckily, she survived. She is an amazing person. She even has her own family now. But I think, to be honest, it took something like that, which is, again, just proves what we're like, a tragedy, in order for anybody to take action. Obviously, you can see how windy it is because the sign for the local car wash has fallen down into the street. Let's see if I can rectify that. Thing is, these things are spring loaded, so the last thing you want is for it to hit anyone in the face. And the moon is still out. So it proves how early it is this morning. You have the local pharmacist, which now is open on Saturday mornings, but check the times over Christmas. So sadly, this is another bus stop that's out of service still because of the road closure. But just look at that moon. It's a full, or almost a full moon. Obviously, if people were to read the road signs and the markings on the road, they would know how to comply with the highways. But no one seems to follow those rules around here. So yeah, again, all of the barriers have been moved from here. People have obviously moved them themselves so they can park their cars, or the gentleman on his motorbike, which is just coming down now. And this is where it gridlocks. Whether this road was closed or not, it would always gridlock here. It's just one of those things, I'm afraid. And this is Westbury Road. And they have put no signage at the bottom of this road, to my knowledge. They had it on Friday last week to try and prevent people even coming up here, when all they can do is go left. So again, even the sign to tell you to go left, which was originally over there, to my knowledge, I'm sure there was a sign over there at one point, has disappeared. I'm a little bit early, so. The problem with the sign they have put out, for anyone who's not aware, is that's it. And if someone was to have parked their car here, you would not see that sign. Again, cars are literally reversing up Westbury Road because of the road closure. Try not to get killed. Right, it is safe to cross. Sorry, the wind is so fierce today, so please be careful. Right, this is the sign that's been left out by Severn Trent. Just hold on to it for a couple of minutes. So if anyone does want to make any phone calls today, here's the number. And it clearly says that the road is open. It says start date, end date, open. But the road isn't open because there's a great big hole in the road. Right, I'm going to cross over again because the footpath is actually closed on the other side to pedestrians. I hope you're enjoying the lights, by the way. It's probably the most positive thing about this whole video in its entirety, is how many people have decorated their houses this year. Right, so here we are. This is the road closure, and that is the car parking for the local council. So again, originally this was actually blocked, and now, and potholes. So if anybody wants to report any potholes, I mean, come on, they closed the road for an entire week. Why couldn't somebody have come out and filled these at the same time? So report those if you can. Again, pedestrians And this is a lovely hole in the ground right outside this shop. And it is now, because of the amount of rain we've had, completely filled up with water. I do apologise if I'm giving anyone motion sickness while watching my video. And there is the Nuneaton Academy, and this is the entrance that all the students would use. But technically they don't use those gates, they have to use the ones on Radnor Drive, but in a couple of minutes to an hour this will be full of young people.